Hello and welcome to the IDL. My name is Nick, and this is Orcs Never Die. That's right, you're listening to a brand new show here on the Interdimensional Library, and joining me for this session, we have Keaton.
Hello.
We have Pierce.
What's up?
And we have Silver.
Hello there.
Typically, we will have a fourth player join us, but due to scheduling conflicts, they are not able to make it. But we'll leave that as a little surprise for you viewers at home once they're able to make it in to the recordings. But you know, I thought while it's just the casual four of us, I thought maybe we could start with some light bants, just a little light bants. My question is for everyone: what depiction of orcs in media is your favorite version of orcs? Now I can go first. I've got a pretty solid answer for myself. Just give you guys a little time to think about it. Personally, I am big into the Breath of Fire JRPG series, and orcs in that game are more pig-like. They're like giant pig people, which I think is the cool way to go with tusk-bearing orcs. I think that's always a fun. I'm a sucker for. I personally am not a furry, but I am a sucker for anthro stuff. Like that is, put that in an RPG and I'm all over it. I don't know. I like having it involved.
You like the orcs that like evolved from pigs, because that's a lot of the lore behind those.
Yeah, it's also similar to Legend of Zelda. The moblins are basically pig orcs. Real cool stuff. I like that kind of depiction. I don't know, does anyone else have a favorite orc type that they're into?
Yeah, I like Warhammer 40k, specifically orcs, or really or Warhammer Sigmar too, where they're just they're just, battle ready doofuses, really, like, purple, yellow, fast, like that shit is pretty fun. But yeah, that's probably my favorite. I mean, yeah,
those are pretty cool, because like the only reason that they're able to travel through space is because they believe enough. Their entire power system is that they believe in themselves so much that it just becomes reality, and that they're able to just do this stuff. So it's not really science fiction as much as it's they're just so self-confident. They're like, we can fly through space, and they can do it.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else has an orc.
I think I might have to go with the Shadowrun orcs.
Shadowrun.
They're I think they're a subspecies of human. Technically, they're mutated humans who become orcs.
Okay.
It's just a sci-fi take on the orc, which I enjoy.
Yeah. I've played just a little bit of Shadowrun, so I'm not as familiar with Shadowrun. But I've played it like once, but we didn't get too deep into it, so I never really got to explore the orcs and stuff like that in the universe.
Yeah. And there's always the Gamorreans from Star Wars, which are basically the pig-style orcs.
Oh, yeah.
But get it a sci-fi setting, which is always nice.
I mean, we have to honorably mention the original, pretty much, orc from Lord of the Rings, that are spawned from the disgusting ground, and they're just, terrible beings. Although I read
warped elves, aren't they, in Lord of the Rings? Just like warped elves? Or am I thinking of a different lore?
So that's the actual lore, but in the Fellowship and everything, they make them come from the ground from Saruman. Makes them, but yeah, that's the thing that in Rings of Power they kind of. Tolkien always wanted to not humanize them, but he never wanted to have a one-sided. This is the good guys. This other side has no perspective. You know what I mean? They're just bad. So the Rings of Power actually shows them with like families and stuff, which is kind of weird, but that's apparently how he wanted it. The movies just kind of twisted it, but yeah, the originals, the OGs.
Sorry, Silver, you were going to say something?
I was going to say that I second Keaton on really liking Shadowrun orcs. I think they're fun.
Oh.
Yeah. Shadowrun's a great system. I just wish it was more cleanly written.
Yeah. That'd be nice. Make it a little bit easier to get into. I always found the barrier of entry to be a little higher for some reason. Maybe I just didn't wrap myself around like the concept well enough at the time that I played it. I was basically making myself a cyber ninja when I did it, so I didn't really get into a whole lot of. We didn't get too far into it because the person running the game. It's one of those nightmare stories of like you have a GM who's like a nightmare GM, and it's like, oh geez, and so everything crashed.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Real crab stuff.
Yeah, it was the kind of GM who, like, I think he just was annoyed with everything in life, and so he took it out on his players all the time. But yeah, so I wanted to ask everyone about their favorite orc depictions here, because yes, we are playing the Pathfinder 2nd Edition adventure Triumph of the Tusk, which is all about orcs and the holds of Belkzen. So we are getting into some real deep orc territory, and enjoying some, hopefully, what will be good depictions of orcs going forward, both in Pathfinder canon and also, hopefully, I just do a good job at making people like these orcs. Well, we'll see. We'll see how that's yet to be noted. Yeah, so that was, pretty quick bants here to get us introduced to everyone, get us all kind of flowing. Are you guys, we don't have a recap because this is episode 1. So everyone starts off, just as a note, everyone does start off with 1 hero point. So you do have that. Just so viewers at home are like, because I know you viewers, I know how you are, you want to know the deets on everything. Every episode, the players will get to argue over who deserves a hero point. So if you don't hear me dishing them out in the episode, that's why. And we'll get more into it on the next time when it happens. But let us. You guys ready to jump in?
Yeah.
Let's go.
I've been ready for weeks.
So set up my character sheet, and I'm ready to rock.
You what?
I thought I was ready.
So set up my character sheet, but I'm ready to play.
Oh, okay, yeah. It should be easy. A nice casual first sesh. Nothing too crazy will happen. So I'm gonna set up a scene here. So let's we're gonna fade in, and we find ourselves in the brush-filled Badlands. A small watering hole still retains lingering waters from the last deluge, not yet taken back by the blazing sun above. Kneeling down to this water, we see an orc woman. She has a vessel that she fills with its water, first taking a drink, then filling a larger vessel. She repeats this process a handful of times before making her departure. She slips the bigger vessel onto her back using straps made from a sturdy leather. Her bad knee shakes a little, but she's tough enough to brush it off. She sighs under the pressure of the sun's rays and squints to focus her vision away from the shining tyrant. She sees nothing of note beyond the path she plans to take it back to her home. But she does hear something. The whizzing of 2 arrows fills the air. She's able to deftly avoid one of the arrows. The second arrow, however, lodged itself into her shoulder, severing the strap that holds the vessel. We see the crashing of the water vessel to the ground as water disappears into the soil and the dry air. A dwarven man steps out from hiding. We hear a harsh language come from the dwarf with subtitles below reading, "Damn, I thought I had you." And in turn, the orc woman responds in her own harsh tongue, the subtitles reading, "What's the meaning of this?" "I've come to collect the dues you owe this world for the evils you've committed against me and my kin." "So you're one of them, are you? Be gone now or meet their fate." "I have the upper hand here, lassie. I've been watching you. I know you better than the back of my hand." "If you know everything there is to know, then you'd know it was your kin that slaughtered mine first." "Bullshit! You dare dishonor their legacy? I'll put you down now." "My herds, my family, and my life were torn asunder by your war-waging hammers and picks." And before she can finish, the dwarf has charged her war pick in hand. They battle. woman is able to dislodge the weapon from his hand and take it as her own. The dwarf, well prepared, pulls out a blade. They clash beside the water source until the dwarf is able to make use of her weakness, a bad knee that she's been limping with. A sweeping blow cuts at her leg and she topples unconscious. The dwarf, covered in his own wounds, swears as he washes his face in armor. He feels no better now than when he started this vendetta. Anger consumes him and his blood flows. He stares at his reflection in the waters, reflecting on what the orc woman had said. He clutches his clan dagger to soothe his mind of distraction, but in the reflection we see a figure standing up behind him and slam! To the back of the head with his own war pick, the orc woman grunts and takes her turn cleaning the waters before heading out. The cycle of hatred ever turning is coming back tenfold. We then zoom out and away as we see a large panorama of a wasteland surrounded by mountains. We see slam on screen. Boom, bang, boom. Orcs never die. And then the valley shifts through time-lapse, going impossibly fast as seasons come and go over and over, and we see orcs come and go as they fight against giants, against themselves, against dwarves, with the undead, against men with giants, against themselves, against the undead, against Last World Knights, until time slows back down and we pan down to where the dwarf lied dead. We're at a close-up of a skull. When crack! A wagon wheel smashes through the skull. We pull out to see a caravan arriving to a plateau in the middle of the Badlands. Welcome to Torrentmoot. You are all on this caravan being led. There's a group of people still with you. You're arriving again, as I said, this plateau where camps and tents are set up. You are, you've been traveling, led by an orc man named Balix. Balix has been leading this whole affair, picked you guys up at various points on this meeting zones, and led you to this area where you see a bustling crowds of I should say crowds, but it's more like, maybe upwards of 50 people or something like that is in this crowds on this plateau. You hear raucous cheering and laughter and just, yelling and shouting and all sorts of liveliness coming from this. What I would like to know is, actually, Balix, you guys stop, the caravan stops, and Balix is like, all right, everyone. If you'd like to take your stuff, come follow me. We've got some tents set up, and I can show you where to put all your stuff. And getting off the caravans, the wagons, one by one, we'll kind of go through and describe everyone who is arriving here. So if we want to start with Keaton, who is getting off the wagon?
Getting off the wagon is an elderly, orcish man. At one point, he had two large under tusks, so tusks coming up from the bottom of his mouth going upwards. The left one is completely broken near the base. The right one is fine-ish. His clothes are relatively simple. And while he is a big man, he does not look like a muscled man or a man used to combat. He keeps himself standing with his walking stick, his long white hair is braided. He carries a pack over his shoulder, a holy symbol of Juka around his neck. And as he walks, his owl, who was probably flying behind the caravan, comes and lands on his shoulder. His skin is a dark green. There are a few scars, not from battle so much as burns and acid marks, probably more from failed science experiments and somebody tried to kill him. His name is Professor Kazrick Fitz, and I don't know why I suddenly made an accent for that.
Are you gonna stick with that?
That was not my intention.
It's canon!
Yes,
Gotta be careful
I am
with that.
Professor Kazrick Fitz. This is not the voice. Maybe a little more tired. And while he does have to keep himself up with the staff, he is looking around with the eyes of a child first arriving at Disneyland. This is like he's very excited to be here, but he's also he lifts a finger up to turn his hearing aid back on because it's too loud on the caravan, so he turned it off. As he walks forward.
All right. Pierce, who is getting off the caravan next?
Okay, you guys, you would see probably a decent thud as you see a big leg of a lizard folk, about 7 foot tall. He might even have to kind of crouch down to get off, so because he's so tall. And he's standing there, full plate armor. It's kind of engraved in like what would probably be interpreted as dwarven engraving. Very clean. It's got a leather belt, some pouches on there, and a backpack. He's carrying a warhammer and a shield. And he's about middle-aged, I'd say, for folk. He's all gray, what you can see of his skin, which is really just his head, maybe his hands. And he's like as gray as like a boulder or stone on the ground. And his name is Grognor Trodig. And he gets down, looks around, and he says, "We have made it. I'm glad to be rid of that caravan."
And then next, Silver, if you'd like to describe the person who is getting off next.
A tall, dark-haired woman in a long, flowing red robe steps out of the caravan. Her pale skin is decorated in bright red scales that cover her face and arms, and presumably parts that aren't visible. Atop her head are a pair of horns that raise up into the air. Or sorry, I'm not used to describing like this.
That's good.
Essentially, a pair of big horns. As she steps out, she has a shield slung over her back and an ornate rune-covered trident in her hand. She's not as tall as the lizard, but is probably at least like 6'1". And there is just murder in her eyes. Like, she looks angry, just at a glance.
Sounds as though... Oh, go ahead.
Occasionally she'll just mutter something to herself quietly.
Yeah, it sounds like maybe a few people did not enjoy the caravan ride.
Don't worry, I was angry before I got here.
Yes, that scowl has not left your face.
She slowly turns her head towards you. Her burnt orange eyes boring into your soul.
Oh, and he looks away.
Balix will lead you guys to a tent. All of you will find that it is a shared accommodations. Let me see here. Yeah, there's a shared accommodations, basically, that everyone will have to go and live, like, sleep in the same tents together. There's room for everyone's stuff here. You can easily find places to sit and rest or whatnot. But otherwise, there's festivities going around everywhere if you need. Go out and enjoy yourself a bit after you set up your stuff.
Grognor will toss down his backpack in a corner of the tent and start like unpacking it, and he'll say, "Balix, what do you call this place?"
This is Torrentmoot. This is the place where we are going to hopefully see all sorts of people come together and enjoy and share in the culture of the orcs. see some beautiful magic happening around here.
I am excited.
If there will be magic, then maybe this won't be entirely dreadful.
It'll be wonderful.
Grognor he'll go, ha! That one is sour. But yes, hopefully they have good food here. Balix, where can we find the best food?
There should be food all around at each of the fire pits. Plenty to drink, plenty to eat, plenty of enjoyment to go around for everyone. And it's all free. It's all provided here. So don't worry about payments or anything like that. You are guests here.
Excellent. And Grognor will finish rolling out his bedroll and kind of put his stuff there. And then I think I don't think he would take his weapons and stuff. He'll leave them there to go out and have a good time. And he'll say, who's coming with me? Get some grub. Old man? And he looks at Professor.
The professor nods. I could use some food.
Excellent. And he reaches over and like hardly pats you on the back pretty hard. Like, he doesn't think it's hard, but it might be.
Surprisingly, does not flinch.
Okay.
Come, Alistair. We will get the food. Maybe there will be mice.
Yes, it might brighten your mood, little one.
Did you describe your owl?
Oh yeah. So, I just said landed on my shoulder. Relatively big owl for like owl size, but basically think a large barn owl. Nothing too out of the ordinary appearance-wise, other than their size. Pretty normal. Their name is Alistair, like Alistair, but owl.
Okay. Does he hang out on your shoulder?
Yes. If he doesn't fly off, he lands on my shoulder. He's almost too. It kind of looks like one of those dogs that sits on your lap that is almost too big to be sitting on your lap. He's almost too big to be lying on my shoulder.
Okay. And then
It's got an entire condor on your shoulder.
So yeah, Grognor will head out to get food first. He wants food.
Yeah, the professor will follow.
Professor will follow.
Azendel, realizing that brooding in her tent isn't going to change her situation, will just throw her satchel in a different corner, write something in, like, I'm assuming there's probably like dirt, like it's like a dirt floor situation.
Yeah,
but just the bottom of her trident, she'll write she'll write on the floor something like do not touch, and then she'll go to join the other two.
Okay. You get some nice scratches into the dirt where now it says do not touch. There's some other people who are there. Mostly orcs are here in this area. And they're like, it's like one of those things, like if looks could kill, they feel that even as intimidating as they are themselves, they can sense this don't fuck with my stuff energy. They read that and they stay away from it, and they go out to enjoy other parts of the festivities instead. You guys get outside, you find some of the cooking tents. You see, again, there's mostly orcs in here. There's other ancestries as well. Basically, kind of describe the area. It is a dry, rocky expanse, spreads out in all directions. Only visible plants are scrubby bushes that cling to the edge of a flat, dusty roadway, which gently curves to the north. To the east of the road, the land rises to a low plateau that's bare except for a sprawling encampment. Beyond that, white-capped mountains are visible in the distance. Within the encampment, 24 tents stand in an oblong circle around a large central bonfire. The tent walls are mostly formed to hide on wooden frames and colorful banners flutter from their peaks. Split logs are form rough benches throughout the common space, and at least 40 orcs and dromars are engaged in conversation and friendly contests of skill and strength. So you see plenty of dromar, you see a few elves, you see some hobgoblins. That seems to be like the major mix-up you see around this whole area. You guys go to get some food. There's a person sitting there getting food as well. There's like sitting on a log bench eating, and you see like there's like, I guess there's several people there like already getting food and stuff like that. If you go over there, there's someone serving out. Here's some auroch leg. Who wants auroch leg? And they all like. Oh, you.
Yeah, Grognor will definitely step up. If you're talking like a nice big leg of meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. That's what he was looking for. So he'll step up and be like, "I'll take one."
All right, for the big lizard. Here's some auroch meat.
And he'll look down to Professor and Azendel and like, "You guys want one?"
That would be kind. Yes.
Sure, why not?
I say, 2 more for my friends.
They hand out all the meats for you guys to eat and kind of get some nourishment. I'm sure after such a long caravan ride, you guys are probably pretty hungry if all you had was trail rations. And this is probably the smell fills the air of like these smoked meats. Everything is like, so it's probably making your stomachs churn with hunger as it is. I'll say that mostly this whole kind of thing is open. Let's see here. As you guys are feasting away, eventually a heavily muscled, white-haired orc wearing a well-made coat of aurochs leather and bone jumps onto one of the split log benches. His voice cuts through the sounds of the camp and all eyes go to him. Welcome to Torrentmoot, he says. For those of you I have not met personally, I'm Ardax. I have invited you to Belkzen, and I'm pleased to see you. You've arrived during the Flood Truce. For those who are new to Belkzen, this is a time of plenty in which many holds that make up our glorious nation agree to peace with each other. Soon the floods come, he says, pointing to the north. When they do, the roadway to our west becomes a river. After that, the quickened plants along the shore sprout, followed by herds of aurochs. Ardax smiles slightly. I'm jealous of those of you who get to see this for the first time. It is truly glorious. Several orcs in the camp nod in agreement. But that's still weeks away, and until then, I ask only that you respect the truce and get to know each other in the camp. Some have traveled far, noting, he kind of like looks out and notes like different people who are here, while others have lived here their whole lives. If you are thoughtful and careful, you might just find allies and make friends that can lead to fruitful alliances. Ardax pauses a moment, then raises his voice even louder. For now, enjoy our hospitality. The orcs deftly leap off the log and begins to speaking with nearby groups. And you guys are kind of free and open to pursue what you want to pursue here. I know this seems like a big undertaking of like what do we do? Well, whatever you want.
So like the only orc really we would know would be Balix around, if he's around.
Yep. That's the only person you know so far.
Then I just want to chat it up with orcs, with other people around eating, learn people's names and introduce myself around the eating place.
Okay. How about Kazrick fits?
I think Kazrick is going to it's going to do more or less the same, except his approach is more like asking a bunch of questions about like culture and what they're doing and why they're doing it. It's very much I want to know what's happening, but I don't know how to properly ask.
And how about Azendel? What would Azendel like to do?
Azendel is going to wander around observing for now. Not trying to talk to anyone right now because she didn't really want to be here. She did hear that there was apparently going to be orcish magic, and that, if nothing else, has caught her interest. So she's going to be searching that out.
Okay. So let us start with Kazrick Fitz. You are asking about culture. You are trying to see what people like the things are. You're asking all these questions. Eventually, what you notice is a small crowd of orcs is gathered around a small pavilion, and it seems to be an event of sorts. So this might seem like it kind of might pique your interest of like, okay, this seems like to be some sort of game that they like to play here. Your kin from another land, and you want to see what they do. So small crowd of orcs is gathered around a small pavilion. Inside, a heavily muscled orc grabs and looks like to be a large dumbbell that's set on the ground. He tries to lift it, straining and gritting his teeth before letting out a roar of frustration as his hand slips from the bar. The crowd mutters in surprise. The large orc turns to another orc. "It's impossible, Chak. No one can lift this." The second orc grins and stoops down. With a smooth motion, he lifts the dumbbell off the ground and holds it over his head for a moment before dropping it onto a pile of oxides. "Not impossible," he says with a raspy voice, "but difficult. Come back again tomorrow and try." And you see these orcs trying to like lift this dumbbell, but every time they do, it just flips out of their hand.
I'm gonna walk up. Might I try?
Why, of course you can. Chak, as this guy was known, nods or gestures to a dumbbell that is on the ground. Let me see real quick. Okay, so the rules of this game is simple. Using only one hand, the person must lift the drunken dumbbell off the ground and hold it over their heads for 2 seconds.
Okay.
So to do so, you need to make a athletics check.
Okay. Let's go. Let's get the old man to do this. Hopefully I'm better at this than arm wrestling.
First roll of the adventure.
I am re-rolling that with a hero point. 13.
Oh.
13. You try to lift it up, but it seems to be too heavy to get off the ground.
These old bones aren't what they used to be.
Yeah, better luck next time, old man. Maybe tomorrow, if you'd like to try again, we can get you set up and maybe a nice well-rested. I hear you just got off the cart, so perhaps what you need is just a good night's rest, and next time you can try it. And then there's like other orcs who are like gesturing, like, "Oh, I want to go, I want to try, I got this, I'm strong enough." And then like they go and then like, "Ah!" And they keep dropping it.
Can I watch and see if there's something more than just pure strength to this?
Yeah.
It seems like yes, I understand why I can't do it, but there are a lot of young, physically fit orcs here that are not me. Why is only one able to do it?
Give me a perception check.
Cool. 11. I'm not rolling well yet.
Sorry, not a I guess either way it probably won't change.
Could do orc lore.
What kind of lore do you have?
Orc lore and orc pantheon.
Give me an orc lore.
It's my best skill. 13.
13. Yeah, you're unsure. You're I think you're right in like this is kind of a stumping situation. Like why can they not do this? It seems strange. So it's hard to determine, but it's not clicking for you just yet.
Oh. I'm tired. I can't roll above a 5.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm switching to real dice.
The real guys are gonna treat you better. Next, let's switch to Azendel. So as you're, around the area, you're waiting on what seemed to be orcish magic, what was said. You discover a small crowd has gathered around a tall table underneath one of the awnings. Atop the table is a contraption resembling a metal chest. An orc, his eyes narrowed in concentration, pushes a cleverly disguised button on the side, and a section of the box swings open, revealing a glowing pattern within. The orc reaches for the image, but lets out a yelp of pain as a jolt of electricity shocks him. The section of the box snaps shut again, and a few of the gathered observers laugh at him. But you notice that there's this box that seems to be, at some degree, is magical because it electrocuted him as he tried to use it.
I see. Could I roll either Arcana or Crafting to try and figure out the internal mechanisms?
Give me an Arcana.
Awesome. Just move this over to here and roll. 28.
28.
Nice.
Yeah, you are observing. You spend about 10 minutes watching as these people are trying to figure this puzzle box out and like failing over and over again. As you're observing it, you're noticing. So this box is, you notice obviously it's both magical and mechanical, and you feel like at some point you could use magic to help open the box, but you're just not sure what type of magic offhand.
Could I
Do you
roll?
have oh, go ahead.
I was saying, could I roll another check to try and discern from there?
Do you have occultism at all?
I do.
Okay, if you want to give me an occultism check, maybe check that out. Or what kind of lores do you have?
I have Academia lore, which for some reason was listed as untrained. There we go. That's correct. I got a 12 all hero point.
Okay.
27.
Yeah, it's just like it's nagging you in the back of your mind. There's something there that you're just unsure. You feel like you would know. You feel like you spent enough time watching it. You feel like maybe you could get it, but it's just nagging you at the back of your mind. Like you're not fully catching what it is that you need to do.
Damn, a 27 wasn't a success.
Yeah.
Well, it's more like you got the success. You didn't. The revealing factor is the success basically got you that it was a magical as well as mechanical. It was reaching that critical success. A little peek behind the scene as well was going to give you the direct clue. Do you? If you want to use, if you want to use another academia, or if you want to do an academia check.
All right. That's a nat 1, so I think that's probably where that train of thought ends.
Yeah, it's that nagging feeling that it's so distracting that it's hard to actually like focus on anything else now, and you're kind of missing pivotal clues now because like you feel like you're onto something that's on the tip of your tongue. It's just so okay. Would you like to try and open the box or
describe the box to me one more time?
It is Orcs Narratives Concentration, which is a clever design button. It resembles the contraption resembling a metal chest. There are contraptions that are like pushable and turnable. But yeah, basically it's got like moving, like one of the sides has like moving gears and like symbols on it. Another one has like moving like different sections of like where you could move like a peg around like different areas. One side's got like tiles that seem like they could be pushed and moved. There's like buttons on a side, things like that.
Yeah, she's gonna check out those symbols.
Okay, do you have a society?
Yep.
Okay, give me a society.
26.
26. Yeah, you're deciphering the writing. You see like these symbols on it. You looking at these, they're actually clues on how to solve the box. Basically, when you try to open it, you'll get a bonus to one of your checks.
See. And then she's gonna check out those dials you mentioned.
Okay. If you want to give me a perception check or an engineering lore, if you have it.
That's gonna be a perception check. 23.
23. You're just killing it right now. You're checking out these like different levers and stuff like that, and you're realizing that this device requires at least 3 people working simultaneously to open this. As you're like figuring out these like how everything moves and works together.
And what other portion of the contraption did you say there was?
There was like moving tiles and stuff like that, but I think by now you've kind of learned everything you were gonna figure out. I think overall, just through like exploring, like just because you look at the levers and you look at how the tiles move, I think all together you realize that this is gonna take a few people to work on it together to get it to work.
She's gonna look around. Can I see the other 2?
You see, yeah, we'll say, I mean, either one is a very tall lizard folk who is about to approach someone to talk to, and the other one has a giant owl on their shoulder. I think they're easy to pick out.
She'll make her way over to the lizard folk first, presumably arriving after he's had his scene.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's then move on to Grognor. You see a powerfully built Dromar sits on a stump in front of a small table. He wears a worn-looking breastplate that seems to have been repaired several times. Books are piled precariously high on the table, and his attention is riveted on whatever he's reading. His eyebrows suddenly rise, and he hurriedly dips a quill into a vial of ink and jots down a note in a journal. "Oh, that's just a moment," he says, catching sight of you, who's approaching. With practical motions, he places on a blotting page in his journal, then closes it before setting his quill aside. He rises and steps over to you, and so nice to have visitors. I've seen you around, but haven't had a chance to introduce myself. I'm Davor. How can I help you?
Hello there, yes. Yeah, I just got off the caravan.
And I arrived.
I
arrived myself here just a few days ago.
Yes, a fine festival here. My name's Grognor Prodig. I actually hail from Helheim, or Highhelm, and long journey here. But I'm here to check out the Torrentmoot.
Yes. You say you're from Highhelm, and he kind of gives you this up and down glance of like, how on earth did that arrive? You seem to be quite big for a dwarf.
Yes, adopted dwarf. My father was a dwarf. I spent my time in dwarven sky citadels and made my way to Highhelm. But they've sent me here to actually represent the dwarves. I know everything there is dwarven.
Fascinating indeed.
What do you do around here?
I am from the Pathfinder Society. I am here chronicling the events here that are going on, because I think it'd be fascinating to see how everything turns out. I also am very expertly known on all things orcish, and particularly I work more closely with lineages and ancestry. It's fascinating to hear that you say you're adopted by dwarves.
Yes. My father found me in a swamp, down in the Mwangi.
Mwangi, you say?
Yes.
This is getting more and more interesting by the second.
Yes. So he raised me as my parents were nowhere to be found. And I learned the ways of Torag through him and honor, and eventually made my way to Highhelm. I myself am a hobbyist in heraldry.
Fascinating to find such kinship. All we had to do was seek you out from another land and another land before that. That is fascinating. Now, and he starts getting into discussions with you about like some of the different holds that are here, and he's like very, very inquisitive about your upbringing and everything that you've done, and you've peek behind the screen. Everyone has started out at level 3 in this campaign. So we are level 3 adventurers going through. If you have like any specific story you want to share, like maybe something you've done that helped you get up to that level, if you have any ideas of like something interesting that you've done, like an adventure that you did, or a particularly difficult task you accomplished.
Well, Grognor, I mean, he's a representative of the dwarves, and he didn't get there easy. He had to, after growing up, he left Mwangi. There's a sky citadel down there called Cloud Spire, and he left there to, learn more about dwarves, headed to the capital, Highhelm. And obviously he wasn't met with open arms, aren't the, nicest folk most of the time to outsiders. So he spent a good long time proving himself as like, yeah, he's a lizard folk, but he knows everything there is to be dwarf, and was raised better than some dwarves raised today. And then so eventually he gained a reputation. That lizard folk, but he's a flippin' dwarf.
You cut out for a second there.
Oh, I just said eventually he gained the reputation of that lizard folk in Highhelm, but that's a flippin' dwarf. Pretty much. Yeah. And they actually, when the Torrentmoot was heard of in Highhelm, they chose him to represent, because better, like, to show the orcs that, yeah, the dwarves, they're stubborn and everything, but look, they can make weird allies. And so he went there, and he actually just recently learned Orcish before coming to Belkson, so... Ooh. He's not like super good at it, but he in Jaegerhof is the sky citadel across the border.
Interesting.
So yeah, that's pretty much his story.
You've come a long way.
Yes.
If you'd like, if you would like to give either a, you probably don't have those. What kind of lore do you have?
The only lore I have is heraldry. Which is
heraldry. Okay.
Yeah, symbols of clans.
If you
I guess
would like to give me either a heraldry lore or a diplomacy check.
Oh, all right. I'll definitely get diplomacy. Grognor came here to diplomatize. Okay. I'm gonna hero point that just because. There we go. 24.
Okay. Unknowing to you, you actually had a +2 circumstance bonus to that. I can't reveal why just yet, but you do note that you seem to be kicking it off with this guy pretty well.
What was his name again?
Davor.
Thank you.
Well, it was nice meeting and talking to you. It looks like you have a visitor. If you excuse me, I've got some more chronicling I need to do here, if you don't mind. And I'll leave you to it.
All right, yes, very nice meeting you. And he'll turn and say, yes, I met her on the trip. And he'll turn and he'll say, Azendel, how's the festival?
Acceptable. I have need of you.
Oh, excellent. And he'll just, where to?
Follow me. I need to acquire the other.
Oh yes, Professor. I seem to have lost him myself. Yeah, and he'll follow you, ready to follow you.
Yep, and then she'll just make her way over to the professor.
Easy enough. You see that the professor is with Alistair is sitting there observing people dropping a dumbbell over and over again.
I do have a mug of beer in my hand.
Nice.
Grognor will say, Professor, where did you acquire that? And point to the beer.
I brought it with me. It never empties. It's wonderful.
I've been looking for a good drink since I got here.
You'll see that there's like enough like stations all around this area, so it's easy enough to get drinks as you like as well.
Okay, yeah, he'll kind of go grab the closest one real quick.
Yeah. Just a guy going, beer? Anyone want some ale or beer or mead? And hands you one.
Excellent. I say, yes, I've been meeting some interesting folk here. I met a Davor from the Pathfinder Society. He's here to chronicle the goings-on of the Orc Festival.
Yes, the Pathfinder. That does not surprise.
I should have known they'd be here.
Oh, wonderful people. Usually, some of them. Yeah, some of them flunk out.
What are you doing here there, Professor?
Watching a bunch of young orcs fail at lifting up a dumbbell.
A dumbbell?
I think there's a trick to it.
You didn't strike me as the type to revel in the failure of others. Perhaps I underestimated you.
I am a professor. I revel in the failures and successes.
Grognor will down his beer. He'll say, maybe it just needed a little bit of... And he'll try... Can he step up and try?
If you'd like, yeah. While we're here, go ahead and give me an athletics check. As like, oh, here we have a strong competitor. Show us the ways, lizard man.
Yeah, he'll get up there, he'll squat down, get a good grip on it. Come on, baby.
Oh!
Oh, no. Yeah,
right.
You try to hoist it up, but maybe it's because you drank your beer way too fast. And you just like, it's like coming up, and you're like, you have to let go because you think if you're gonna hoist it too hard, or like maybe you bent over too fast now, and it's like dizzying you out, and you're unable to.
Yeah. All right. Yes. There must be a trick to it, Professor. As he holds back his grog.
Can I roll a check having observed him?
Yeah. What? Give me either an athletics, an acrobatics, or your academics.
Oh, well, academia is my highest. 27.
Dang.
27. Yeah, you're crushing this. Yeah, you see that it's like something about the way that they grip it. And you can grant... If you wanted to try it, you could get a +1 circumstance bonus to attempting it.
All right, she'll give it a crack.
All right, give me an athletics with a +1 circumstance bonus.
Yep. 22.
Hey!
You scoop it up.
That's
you pick
wild.
it up. Now, what I need you to do is give me a reflex save.
Ooh, that's technically my best save.
Yay, for technicality.
Nat 20, 27.
Oh my goodness.
Nat 20. Yeah, as it's about to it's weirdly weighted in a way that it is about to slip out of your hand, but you're able to stabilize it and keep it lifted up. And now finally I need you to give me either an athletics or an acrobatics check.
They are the same for me. And that's an 11.
You're able to get it lifted up, but unfortunately you're unable to hold it for the amount of time necessary, and it collapses. You've collapsed it out of your hand. So you almost make it. Everyone cheers as you got so close. You're one of the closest people they've seen get to it. But unfortunately, the challenge was you have to lift it for a certain amount of time, for 2 seconds. You got it for half a second, and then it collapses. Well, that was good work. Maybe you can try again tomorrow, and we'll see if you're able to get it this time.
She is stronger than other of us.
Perhaps, she says, still scowling.
Azendel, that was amazing. You're stronger than you look.
I'm a wizard. If I'm truly the one putting in the best performance here, then that reflects poorly on the rest. Now come, both of you. I have a puzzle to solve.
I have met many wizards who are quite physically adept. They're usually on top of the class, though.
Usually not.
Well, I'm gonna grab another beer. Azendel?
Hang on, I need both of you for this.
It's on the way.
Yeah. You guys
She
are
lets out
able
a
to scoop
long sigh. Very well.
Excellent. Do you
you
want
guys
one?
scoop up some extra.
I grab another leg of whatever the meat was.
Sure, I should give this land a fair shot. I suppose.
Excellent. Professor, you
accidentally
good
grabbed
on
food.
yours?
This never runs out, and then I grab some meat product as I walk by something.
Yeah. You guys can revel in the food and alcohol of the land. It's all pretty
share
good.
it,
It's
probably.
strong ale.
Excellent.
It's got a bit of a spice to it, even. You guys are led back
Professor,
to this.
are you drinking ours, or is it your mix?
Mine, his stomach can't handle the fancy stuff.
Okay. No IPAs?
Just a
it's-
3.2.
Yeah. Anything stronger, and I go straight to bed.
Azendel is able to
What
lead you to the puzzle box once more. People clear the way for your attempt at this, as you see another person shocked by a jolt of electricity.
It's clear the way. And then she'll start explaining what she's observed to the other two.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can I read the instructions?
So basically, what you know is that it, like I said, there's all these different things. It sounds like you'll need 3 people to open it simultaneously. You notice that there is some writing on it that is a clue to opening the box. Of some, like, there's like they kind of have clues to it with these runes. And then you know that it's magical as well as mechanical, and it's just this chest-sized puzzle box covered in intricate designs with no immediate obvious way to open it. So
But we don't know what the words or what inscriptions say.
they're mostly just like as clues. They're not necessarily specific words, but they're like symbols and stuff like that kind of help guide the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, he'll look at Azendel. Well, where do you want me?
So, to attempt this, who is trained in thievery?
Not me.
I have a
No.
+4. I am not trained.
I have a +2, and I'm also untrained.
Also trained. Okay. So I'll need 2 of you to make thievery checks,
Okay.
and
Mine-
1 of you to make a perception check.
Mine's a
However-
+1, so...
However, Azendel noted, one of these checks could be replaced with a magical effect, but as I noted before, it's just nagging you. You don't know exactly what kind of spell you would need to open it, but you could replace one of these checks with a spell.
She's going to attempt to replace one of the thieveries with Dispel Magic.
With Dispel Magic, okay.
Because it's the spell she has prepared.
Okay. So then, who is going to do the other thievery check, and who's going to do perception?
I think Professor should do it because Grognor will look at it and his fingers are too big or something.
And you'll see the hearing aid and the seeing eye owl. Probably not great at perception.
Okay.
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay, so go ahead and give me those rolls.
And I can't replace it with crafting, can I?
Oh, I did mine secret, but that's fine.
I rolled a 19. Yay, real life dice. 23 after the roll.
23.
Yeah.
I'll
don't
say
know.
that what ends up happening here is it looks like the person who's doing the most, like, it seems like, again, I think it's because Grognor, maybe it's because it's so fidgety and stuff like that. You're not sure where to look at it and stuff like that. You're having a hard time. It's like stumping you figuring out like this side of the puzzle that you're on. Maybe it's like something the way the gears turn. You're like it's just not clicking for you. Kazrick, you are like definitely working on this, and you seem like you're doing pretty good on your side. But however, it seems as though it's like immediately as you like turn the gear the wrong way, it's about to shock you. However, the dispel magic stops the magical effect from shocking you at least. I think you can discern that dispel magic isn't what it's looking for, but you at least prevented your ally from being injured by this puzzle box when you did it.
Excellent.
Well, that didn't work.
Is that what you wanted us to do, Azendel?
Well, it's not open. Can I do Orc lore to try to figure out what sort of magic effect or occultism?
Give me an occultism check if you'd like.
20 out of 21. 21. Yes, that's correct.
No, you're figuring out it's magical, but you're not sure yet you're not sure what kind of effect it needs.
Well, it was a good try.
I think with that, we can end today's session, today's episode. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Maybe next time we'll get to see a little bit more of the events going around. Maybe we'll figure out, maybe one of these challenges you guys will get to succeed. Or maybe we'll spend time just meeting more people. Who knows? We'll have to find out. Tune out, or not tune out. Don't tune out. Tune in. Tune in to the next episode, and we will see you then. And don't forget to tell your friends. Tell your friends about this show. Okay, that's it. Goodbye. See ya. Bye.
See ya.
Bye-bye.